Welcome back to another episode of NBA Teams in the Multiverse. It is me, Jonathan, and I am joined by my co-host, Sam of Backseat Banter and the BanterBroadcast. We are so excited to bring you guys this video. We've been working on it for so long. This is NBA Teams in the Multiverse.
We're doing a very special Spider-Man Marvel crossover with the NBA.
So we are actually going to test if they're a famous franchise or a multiverse mess. And with that being said, let's get right into it.
Make sure to stay tuned because we are reaching into the multiverse.
The New York Web Slingers. Yes, of course, Spider-Man is making his way into the NBA, and he's doing it in a great fashion.
Hello, Peter.
With his new movie, No Way Home, coming out, there is so much hype behind the character and all that lies behind it.
You took the New York Knicks logo and changed the word Knicks to Slingers, and I like the little webs on the sides there. That's a pretty cool logo.
So when I was thinking about the New York Knicks, I wanted to include New York somehow in the Spider-Man team that we're doing for this series, and no better way to do it than the New York Knicks, one of the most iconic teams in New York City. And I just was inspired. I at first was having trouble with the team name. I was like thinking between Spider-Man and different team names like that, but the Web Slingers, the Slingers, caught my eye, and once I went with that, and I incorporated the webs that you see there. So I thought it was a pretty cool logo. Let me know, what do you think? Is it a famous franchise or a multiverse mess?
Yeah, so when I'm looking at this, I think like, okay, so the Knicks are like the New York Knickerbockers, and you kind of took that same idea of like a stupid long name and shortened it on the logo, where on the logo all you see is Knicks. You don't see the full team name. So here you just wrote Slingers, which I think is a smart decision. I think this could work. I like it. I like the colors. It's the Spider-Man colors and the logo. We already know it works with the Knicks, so it should work with the Slingers. So I'm going to say that's a famous franchise. And who doesn't love Spider-Man?
With great power comes great responsibility.
It's a famous franchise.
Moving on to our next team, we have the Miami Sand, and as Miami Heat fans, this one was my personal favorite to do. The Miami Heat are obviously our favorite teams, but I had a little bit of difficulty redesigning this logo. First of all, I didn't know which villain to include with this team, but second of all, I didn't know what name I would go with it.
Before we made this whole logo, we were talking, and I pitched the idea of multiverse of Miami, kind of playing off the Doctor Strange multiverse of madness. We know Doctor Strange is in the new Spider-Man movie, but then we started looking, and the Miami Heat already have multiverse of Miami logos. Already the whole jersey collection, the Miami mashup collection. We saw another Marvel YouTuber, Tik Tok star, celebrity, Soups. Let's go! Premiering those logos, and we were like, yeah, we can't go multiverse of Miami. We're already stealing an idea. We'll come up with our own.
Yeah, make sure to shout out Soups in the comment section down below. We love them, and we love the Miami Heat. Shout out the 305.
Okay, so that bottom half is hand drawn, right?
Yeah, I hand drew that and then digitally imprinted it onto the website that I use to design all these logos. I'm not the best graphic designer, but I do try my best. I hand drew it and then I uploaded it.
No, but that's sick. So you have like the Sandman on top, and we know he's going to appear in the new Spider-Man movie. We saw it in the trailers, and bro, that bottom part where instead of the basketball going through the hoop, it's the fist. This might be the best one you got.
If you could give this a rating out of 10, what would you give it?
I'm gonna say 9.5 just to keep it open in case there's something else that's even better, but I think that's as close to perfect as you can get.
Perfect, a 9.5. And if you could rate the Web Slingers on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Web Slingers?
Dude, before we saw this, I would have thought, oh, that's a good like 8, 9, but this thing, that just set the bar high. So Web Slingers, I'm gonna say is like a 6. This is a 9.5.
All right, 9.5. I'm assuming it's a famous franchise?
Definitely.
It's a famous franchise.
Moving on to our next logo. This is probably my personal favorite. And if you were saying the Sandman logo was setting the bar high, wait till you see this one. My personal favorite, personally hand-drawn, the Washington Lizards.
You say Washington Lizards?
The Washington Lizards. You heard me right.
Uh-huh.
This is too good of an opportunity to pass up. The Wizards are an NBA team centralized in Washington. So why not change the Wizards to the Lizards?
And you know they've been taking a lot of L's recently, so you got to give the W to the L. All right, let's break this one down because this one's really nice. All right, so I'm going to point out some little details. So instead of the body being the W like in the regular logo, you got an L and an upside down L. You got a little tongue coming out of the guy's mouth for really making it, wow. I'm a little speechless. You got the shades, the shadows in the background. Put that on a logo right now. Put that on a t-shirt right now. How many of you guys would want to buy a Washington Lizards jersey? Let me know in the comments because that might be better than the Miami Heat one or the Miami Sand one.
Yeah.
I already forgot the name because this one blew me out of the park. Wow. That might be the best one you got.
Rating out of 10?
If Miami was 9.5, there's got to be a 10.
You heard it here first. Our first ever 10 overall. The Washington Lizards. Famous franchise. Hold on, Sam. I actually have something else I want to show you.
You got courts for these too? You got courts for these? Nah. You know what? I'm gonna be a little critical here just because I can't be hype about everything. It'd be really cool if you made the paint purple. It's hardwood. It's a little generic.
I added the paint purple to the DC logo from the old Washington court.
Yeah, but we can't do DC Comics. This is Marvel, dude.
You're right.
That's too much overlap. I know this is the multiverse we're going for here, but that's a little too much.
So look, I just threw the Marvel logo right on it.
It's a famous franchise.
Moving on to our last but not least villain of Spider-Man's part 1 video. Yeah, we said part 1. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when our part 2 video comes out. We are so excited to be sharing all this content with you, but let's get into our final franchise. In this multiverse reality, the Vancouver Grizzlies never left Vancouver. We explored that in our first ever multiverse video, but now the Vancouver Grizzlies are getting a little bit of an MCU rebrand.
And I can't stop him.
Venom is making his way into this video in a large way, and here it is. Spoiler warning for Venom, but after he made his announcement to the MCU, there was 0% chance that he was being left out of this part 1 video. Venom is the biggest Spider-Man villain there is out there. Sam, what are your initial thoughts on the Vancouver Venom?
My initial thoughts is that what you just said was cap.
Stop the cap.
Because we got Doc Ock and Goblin confirmed in this upcoming movie. But I do like Venom. I'm not even gonna lie. This is a cool logo. I think it's not as cool as some of the other ones, though you hand drew the last two. Yeah. So I have to kind of view it in that perspective. I like the little spider on one of the claws. It's all right, but I think I wanted to see a little bit more, but it's nice. I can't say it's bad. It's not a multiverse mess, but maybe it's not as cool as the other ones. I need to see some more out of you.
Well, hold on, Sam. There is more. Let me introduce you to the Vancouver Venom.
Bro, is that John Morant?
That is John Morant.
You jersey swapped the Vancouver Venom on John Morant.
I see. What do you think of the new logo on the jersey and on their star player, John Morant?
I could see this. I could see this working. I don't like it as much as the Lizards, but I think I could see this working. You know what? The way it is right now, you got a jersey, you got the logo, you got it on John Morant, a top 5 point guard in the NBA.
And a rating out of 10?
I'm going to go with 7. It's better than New York. I don't think it's as good as Miami or Washington, but it's good. It's up there. It's good. You know, this is one of those things where it's like when you got one of the best players in the league wearing the jersey, how could you say no? It is a famous franchise.
It's a famous franchise.
You heard it here first. We have our first ever sweep. 4 famous franchises for you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And make sure to stay tuned because a part 2 is coming soon. We hope you guys enjoyed the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. If you haven't yet, make sure to go get your tickets. This movie's going to be amazing.
Yeah, dude, it's like a Supreme drop. You couldn't get tickets anywhere if you couldn't get on at exactly midnight. But if you're watching this after the movie already came out and you saw it, let us know what you thought about the movie. It was probably really good, but we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Backseat Banter and
Out.
BanterBroadcast out.